I've already made a video about why I don't want Marvel to reboot, and more than a few others in a series I called Marvel's Failed Multiverse, and I will restate a couple of those ideas I went over there. But recently, Kevin Feige confirmed that Secret Wars will end with some sort of soft reboot into a singular timeline focused on the X-Men and whatever else they deem important. And I won't drone on like I do in some of those other video essays, with me at least trying to make this one short and sweet, but I just wanted to double down and say once again, Marvel, please don't reboot. Welcome to Sandwich Reviews. I'm the Talking Sentient Sandwich, your nihilistic optimist, and I wouldn't be furious at a soft reboot. In fact, I completely expect it, and that could be in a similar way to the Flashpoint comic or animated movie, where the conflict wraps up and Barry travels back to his original timeline, only for things to be just slightly different to what he remembered. Not noticeably, but it laid the groundwork for what would eventually turn into the New 52. And I expected something along those lines to happen in the Flash movie, with Barry coming home to a marginally different world, and maybe even having a new face that wasn't so controversial, an opportunity that wasn't taken in Barry Allen's last seen live-action interpretation, but one that could be done with the MCU, especially with a similar but infinitely more complicated ending being utilized in 2015's Secret Wars comic. Yet I can't help but want Marvel to stick by everything they've set up. I mean, drop Gaia and whatever else from Secret Invasion, but I'm genuinely worried what even a soft reboot could mean for the less popular characters Marvel has introduced post-Endgame. And there's legitimate arguments against some of the entire worlds of characters Marvel threw at general audiences with their more scattershot approach to phases 4 and 5, and I'm sure no one but me would miss the Eternals or be devastated at a Judgment Day adaptation passing us by. But what about the adventures of Sam Wilson's Avengers team we have yet to even see at all? Or the new magical stuff? Could Agatha's Season 2 tie in with whatever happens in Ironheart Season 2? Or all the Midnight Suns characters Marvel forgot they'd established? And I mean, there's tons of CG and it's expensive, but I for one would love to see a She-Hulk Season 2, with a fun court case A and B plot every episode highlighting another weird character or corner of the MCU's everyday world. All of which can still happen, but it's not a great sign for all of that to be dangling up in the air with the possibility of it being left forever unfinished. Of course, when it comes to whether or not they'll make it through a reboot, some characters aren't stuck in that uncertain space, because there's no way Marvel would dump their moneymakers. But I cannot express how much I am more interested in seeing the new characters and stuff introduced being further established than for Marvel to give us another Tony Stark or Steve Rogers. I suppose there's the argument for the chance of their stories being told in a more comic-accurate light, but I don't even want to see that. They had their chance to give us a militant Tony Stark with an actual butler who wasn't a talking AI. If you've clicked on this, you've definitely seen Superman, but spoilers for an aspect of that movie everyone had already partly guessed. Yet I figured I'd give you the warning anyway. Ready? Alright. What I wanted to bring up was Ultraman, who I've gone back around on and decided should not come back as Bizarro down the line, because James Gunn had his chance and didn't take it. Maybe not talking backwards or with a Bizarro Cube homeworld, but we could have gotten a Bizarro David Cornsweat in the last act of that movie. But we didn't, so the filmmakers should just move on and do something else next. I'm just getting real tired of comic book filmmakers wasting the opportunity to faithfully and authentically adapt the more ridiculous or even absurd of comic book characters. Like how in Snyder's universe, we could have still gotten another Doomsday.
What?
Just depict them with genuine sentiment and people will accept it, which is all the more reason for the MCU to reinforce the comprehensive and diverse worlds they established and be resolute in the decisions they've made. I have a sneaking suspicion that by soft reboot, Feige just meant dumping the less popular characters and continuing on like nothing changed, yet with the scope of defeating the inevitable multiversal big bad God Emperor Doom, the possibilities of an in-universe reset are endless. which again, isn't the worst thing in the world and was probably going to happen all along anyway, but is disappointing. Yet what would you want to see with a soft reboot of the MCU? What characters do you see as necessary carryovers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for weekly video essays and reviews, and enjoy a delicious sandwich.